This past week, as I do every week, I looked at the weekly reports that mentees submit in group coaching and VIP mastermind groups. And it was interesting for me. This week I paid attention to how many of the comments that were made on those weekly reports were about what was being accomplished and how many were focused on negative things, whether that be health, whether that be not being able to get through to people. Fear was a big one, big one, on what happens if I can't do this, what happens if my chairman decides to leave, what happens, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And what that pointed out to me again, and as I think of people who are successful and who are not successful, the most successful people have really one trait, a couple of traits, but one trait in common that I want to point out, and that is that they work hard on the mindset. Their self-image, their self-esteem is strong. Doesn't mean that it always was, but it means that they worked on the things to get their self-image and self-esteem in a better place than it was previously. A lot of times that is just the action of taking action. And as you begin to say, well, I didn't think I could build a board, but son of a gun, I did. I didn't think I could get professionals on the basis that I wanted to, success-oriented fee basis, but I did. I didn't get financial institutions saying that they would accept seller's equity, vendor's equity as my equity, but I did. And so those are the people that succeed. Those are the people that have taught themselves, or if they're fortunate enough to begin this way, have no doubt that they will succeed in this. So there's a few things you can do. One, recognize that. When the thought comes in, well, I didn't accomplish this much this week because I was sick, you're causing yourself to give yourself an excuse for not performing as well as you should or could, and you know that's the reason you come up with that excuse. So, yes, we get sick. Yes, we have things that don't break our way, but we have things that do break our way, and there's no substitute for taking action. So I'd encourage you to do a couple of things. One, and I've mentioned this a lot of times, but not everyone has done this, go get James Newman's book, Release Your Brakes, and read that. That is about getting out of your comfort zone. Fear is certainly part of that, to be sure. Think about writing and actually do, write your obituary, the way you want your life to be. That should be inspirational to you. Then break that down into goals that are measurable and attainable, and set down a 30-day plan and set down a daily plan. People do more and accomplish more if they use that Ivy Lee method we've talked about. The day before, the morning of, write down what you need to accomplish to move the ball up the field the most, write it down in priority and put a time next to it. And certainly that will help. But those people that, it's interesting, have said, well, I've got this problem and I've got that problem, when they begin to say, you know what, we all have problems, so let me push forward. Good example of that is my day job is crowding out whatever else I do. And that being the case, say, okay, how do you fix that? Several people have used the virtual assistant that I did a master class on that, how to do that. If you're concerned about the way to do it, go over and grab that. But the results that they've seen since doing that, with two exceptions, and it was really just a bad choice, they said, man, what a game changer this has been. So I'd encourage you to think about those things. I'd encourage you to take action on those things. Every week I do a video like this. I make that video actionable so that you can take something, hit like or subscribe to this video, and go over to brucewhipple.com, take a look at what's there. If you don't know the steps, the All New Deep Dive Bootcamp is a good place to begin with that. There are some courses there on specific issues like a VA, like mindset, etc. But think about how you can keep your mind on what you want and off what you don't want. That's discipline, that takes time, but you will get there, and the success along the way will be a big part of improving your self-image, self-esteem, which is the barometer of success.